Pike's pushed more and far enough ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's allowed to have fun. Yeah,
It's all about the entertainment, so I hope
everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching the Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Coming down to the side. Have it. She's going to get it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such up. He's left on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the iRacing Clio Cup Top Split Week 2 at VIR North. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Nathan Richards here this evening as well, and it's going to be an exciting one. Our first time on official Top Split racing. We have just entered into qualifying. These guys do have 8 minutes of qualifying to be able to get done at the moment, and let's have a look at this very tricky circuit. Well, it is the VIR North circuit. 13 turns if you believe some information, 17 if you believe others. We're going to go with 17 here, and it's going to be a very interesting circuit. Undulation up and down, 2.25 miles, 3.621 kilometers. We've got ups, we've got downs, we've got blind hairpins, we've got it all. But let's bring in Nathan to tell us more. Nathan, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
I am doing perfectly fine, thank you, James. Hello, everyone in the chat. Welcome in once again, and it's great to be here with the Renault Clios because little whippersnappers, aren't they? These little cars, very light as well, so it's brilliant for racing. And I think this circuit, it's a hard one to tackle through. I've driven on this circuit with the Mazdas, and it's a hard one because you've got so many different elements, which makes it very difficult. And I think some of the hardest parts is the fact you've got very blind corners, which, if you don't see them coming and you brake it a little bit too late, there's nothing you can do, because once you're on the grass, that car is not going to stop.
No, exactly. And they did add depth, obviously, in the updates as well. One of the many updates we've had that will basically slow the car down, right? But we're talking about the Clio. 200 brake horsepower. That is what this little machine has got, and it weighs just 1,030 kilograms. A lot of power for not a lot of car in weight.
Yeah, definitely a lot, and it's what makes it very interesting as well, because it means the cars can battle quite easily, because of it also being quite a light car. It's a brilliant car, and I think you know, it's not a car I've been able to drive, but it's a car that I'm definitely going to be looking forward to driving in the future. And of course, qualifying as well, with the cars being that equal, it makes it also very interesting qualifying, and it makes the gaps very short. You can see already the gaps between first and fourth is only separated by just over 2.5 tenths of a second.
Yeah, that's the thing. They haven't got a massive amounts of gap. We've got Roman Perishki here in second place with JB Masida currently in first. They're out in front. Then we've got Dinsdale, Jure, Westman, Turkson, Oakley, Roxon, Clasper with Cook rounding out the top 10. Perishki going purple throughout the middle two sectors. What's he going to get on the final sector? He's gone and put it on pole, you know. He has on a 34.6 there. A great opportunity from him. Pit by Dinsdale on a 34.5 there as well. So some very quick times coming in. Daniel Dinsdale, favourite person so far, got a Greg's livery. Nothing wrong with a good old Greg's.
Oh yeah, and also you got a bit of Wilco on the front. Unfortunately, that don't exist anymore. But you know, kudos to him. It's a very, very nice livery indeed, and we can obviously see as well the track evolution coming into play, and obviously the drivers as well just getting a bit more used to the circuit. Hence why we're seeing some more fast lap times coming through there, and we can see as well Dylan DaCosta in P4s. We can see Martin Shirley there pop himself up into P11 as he heads his way back again now to begin another lap, and we'll see the lap times definitely come down as this session gets underway. As we head through this middle sector, this bit I'd say is probably the hardest because you got that hill and then you can't see it coming, and you go back down again and back up again. It's a little bit like a roller coaster, isn't it, James?
It definitely is, and funny enough, that's exactly where he's heading, into roller coaster corner. Track temps 26 degrees, air temp 22 degrees. No rain yet in the Clios. Come on, we can see the rain coming. We're waiting for Blake Toby just to see if he's going to be able to get a time on the board, as he's got literally about a minute 30 left. I think it's going to be an interesting one. Side-by-side racing. Door banging aplenty, I'm sure. Now, they've actually got 3 splits here today. So we're up, obviously, with the guys in the top split, but there is actually 3 splits in the Clios this evening, which is absolutely amazing for the participation. So if you do want to get yourselves involved in some great action, don't forget we've got the top split broadcast on a Wednesday, and then we've got the JPB Clio Cup on a Monday. 3 20-minute heats, top 10 reverse, top 15 reverse there for the second and third race. The JPB Discord's a link down in the description below, so get yourselves involved, and then head over to jpbbroadcasting.com. Click on League Racing, you will see the Clios there for them. But right now, it's all about Dinsdale at the top with Sean Khan, Martin Shirley in the setting a time, not very fast, unfortunately for him, and Blake Clasper. But is Dinsdale going to make an improvement on his time? I don't know if he's going to get it done. I don't actually think he is. I think 30 seconds to get round for half of the circuit is a bit of a big ask here. Nathan, what do we think is going to happen in this race? What do we think we're going to see?
Well, I think we'll see a lot of carnage, of course. You know, you've got very small cars that can make it 2, 3, if they even dare make it 4 wide into some of these corners, and as well to note the track is quite wide. So I think the first couple of laps we'll see people making those first moves, just trying to get themselves into a comfortable position. We know the slipstream isn't the best, but you know, it's still there, and they can still get some sort of advantage. So once we get settled in after the first 2 or 3 laps, they'll obviously just follow each other behind, and then obviously look for moves near the end of the race, which is only 15 minutes long, so it's not a lot of time to get yourself those moves.
No, definitely not. But here is the grid for the top split week 2 at VIR North. It's Daniel Dinsdale on first, Roman Pershki in second, JB Masida in third with Dylan DaCosta in fourth, Ludovic Jure in fifth, Andy Oakley sixth, for Risto Westman in seventh, Shan Khan in eighth, Attila Turkson in ninth with John J.C. Cook in 10th, Martin Shirley 11th, Neil Rocks 12th, then Kevin Anfield in 13th, Blake Tovey 14th, and David Clasper in 15th place. 15 cars ready to battle it out. Who's going to come out on top? Well, we're going to find out very, very shortly. It is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a battle. Let the battle commence, and that's the way we look at it. But it's going to be Dinsdale, Pershki, Masida and Costa are going to be looking at jumping away. The lights are going to be coming on. There 3, there is 4, there is 5, and we are green, green, green here here for week 2 top split, live from VIR North, and it's Dinsdale got the break with Pershke heading down in second place, Masida in third, and Dylan DaCosta is in fourth with Andy Oakley just taking past Ludovic Jure, trying to go around the outside is Andy at the moment. They're going around turn 1. Everybody through cleanly, no real dramas. Dinsdale leads the way, Pershke and Masida still battling it out.
Still, as they head now in towards this next part of the circuit, we can see as well Dylan DaCosta looking for a move in towards turn number 3, but couldn't quite get the move done. And already we can see as well the car's just trying to find these crucial moves. Those at the back as well having a bit of a battle. But I think once we get these second and third laps underway, and we'll see who comes out on top, it'll just be about following each other, using that slipstream and waiting for someone to make a big mistake, as that is, to be fair, already happening even though we're only on lap 1.
Yeah, John Cook looks like he's had a moment, as John, unfortunately, in that pink-green machine, makes contact, then he goes off the side of the circuit, comes across, misses anyone. Turkson and Khan have also had a little bit of contact, unfortunately for them, and they are now stuck in their battle here again, as we can see once more. Hopefully when everything is working correctly, we will be okay currently. And these guys will continue to fight, no doubt, here as well. But great action with the Clios. Dinsdale still out on top, and everybody happy, and Larry, as it's working out throughout this race at the moment, Nathan.
Of course, I think Pershke is looking to gain in and make some moves here at this point as they head down now to finish the opening laps here of this race. And a big slide there from Pershke as they head through and towards the final corner, back down towards turn 1 they go. In the top 5, you can see they're just breaking away from Westman and those down. We'll be able to see what happens as they head in towards that first corner. Instead, it will be Dinsdale who leads, and then you can see the costume force looked for a move earlier on the back of Mercedes, but looking to do it again as they head through in towards this next part of the circuit.
Yeah, bear with us here as well. Currently at the moment, it's causing me a little bit of issues. Dinsdale, Pershke, Masida, Costa and Jure. There are your top 5 as these guys are continuing to fight it out here as well. Turkson and Khan look like they had contact, unfortunately. And we can have a look and see what Attila Kurtzen got himself up to here. And there was the initial contact, and unfortunately for Turkson, he just missed his braking point and got it all a little bit wrong there. So we're just waiting for it to catch up before we can get back to live action, as we have seen throughout this top split race here. Great races so far, 2.5 minutes on the clock before we go into the final 13. It's been action, 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 and Dinsdale leads the way.
Of course, and yet again, we can see the moves being made between second, third and fourth. A bit more of a slipstream here for Masida in third, looking to move to the outside there into turn 1 to try and get that move done here on Pershke, but just can't find that move to work at all. And then the issue that he has is that DaCosta comes right behind and then also looks to make his way through as well in towards that first corner. We can see that Pershke looking to gain in here on the back of Dinsdale to try and take the lead as they head in towards that first corner. It goes to the outside, but just can't quite hook it up around the outside there of the Greg's liveried car.
No, definitely going Pershke and Masida and DaCosta. We've got Shirley. He's having a battle with Oakley and Anfield and Rocks. These guys fighting out, going down through turn 3, NASCAR bend, before we go through left hook and out through turn 5. 2 pockets of battles. There's even John Cook battling his way with Turkson coming back through the field as well. Both of these guys have had a little bit of drama on lap 1, unfortunately for these. So they've got to start trying to make their way onto the back of the pack. But Oakley, Anfield, Shirley, and also Risto Westman, who's a little bit further up, continually to fight for that top 10 spot. Who's going to get it here? That's going to be the question. What do we think is going to happen? They haven't got long, and they're not going to get a lot of laps in. You know, we're probably predicting about maybe 7 to 8 laps at the most here. What's Pershke got to do with Dinsdale? Is he going to be able to fight as these guys coming through the roller coaster? Because he's got Masida and Costa and Jure so close behind him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do, and he's got to be careful because he's got to attack but also defend from those two just behind. We can see Jure a little bit further back than the likes of Costa and Masida. So I think realistically, Pershke needs to make a move to get himself into the lead, and then if he can try and pull away from the back of Dinsdale, that's going to be a difficult job around this circuit, being as how close the lap times are. And we can see yet again though, Roman looking to gain in and make a move into turn 1, pulls to the outside of Dinsdale, who defends that inside line very nicely. Would you defend that inside as long as you don't go too deep? There's nothing really you can do, as we can see there. Mercedes this time around looking to make a move in towards that first corner, and further back as well, Kevin Anfield having a bit of a battle as well. So we can see it again, James. So just groups of drivers having their own little battles here.
Yeah, Anfield is on the outside in that Golf livery machine. Shirley's now escaped. Oakley's now trying to go round the outside of NASCAR. He's got it all a little bit wrong. Onto the gravel he goes. Back up front, it's still Dinsdale, it's still Perschke, it's still Masida and Costa. Jure's just closing in on the background. That's going to be the interesting thing. If these guys continue to fight, Ludovic Jure could be right on the pace here, and he could really get him. Costa! Oh, he went in a little bit hot. Good job Masida was there.
Yeah, there was a close one there. Nearly took the back out of the third place run at the moment as they head through yet again up towards this roller coaster section. It seems Mercedes gone a little bit wide, so hopefully for him there's been no damage onto the back of his Renault as they head down now in towards this final part of this lap. 6 minutes in, only 9 minutes left to go. We're already over a third of the way through this race, so Perschke's got a little bit of time to do, to be fair, quite a lot of work. The gap looks small, but there's more than just the gap. It's to pull it alongside, making the move, keeping the move there, and then also to defend on these next laps. We can see here from the boot of Dinsdale's car, we can see Perschke looking to gain in and make a move this time around to take the lead, and this time a lot closer than he was before. Heading down to turn 1, he pulls to the outside and they head into that first corner, and then will a move be made here by Perschke? Not quite close enough. He's hoping that Dinsdale goes deep, but no. Taking a perfect race so far and taking every line perfect. There's nothing here that Roman can do.
No, there isn't, but Dinsdale blinking on there could be a little bit of an issue for Perschke. He's just going to have to be careful as we're on the roof looking forward. These guys continually having a good old scrap there, with Perschke looking back from Masida, who's got De Costa behind. There is Perschke behind Dinsdale. These guys continually fight through 6A up into the uphill section. This was a tricky section that a couple of people have said about where is the braking point. It's tough. It's uphill. It's completely blind. You point your car and hope for the best here, Dave. And that's exactly what they've got to do. They can't hold it any other way apart from that.
Yeah, and you know, a big issue with a track like that is every single lap, every single corner, you got so much pressure on you, which around other circuits isn't the case. So the fact you've got more pressure means you're more likely to make a big mistake, and one big mistake here in this grid could drop you down. We can see that it looks like a move's looking to be made by Perschke to take the lead in towards the final part of the circuit. He's got the move to nothing as they head through in towards this next part of the corner. Brilliant there, and you can see yet again advantage is being taken, and Mercedes looking for a move up the inside. Surely Dinsdale's either got damage or he's made a big mistake, because now he's looking to drop down to P4.
Yeah, it looks like he just got bullied out, unfortunately, and that's the problem, isn't it? It just looks like he got bullied out the way and then got put off the line by Perschke, then he got put off the line by Masida, and now De Costa's trying to put him out the outside, and he's not going to be able to get back in. The only good thing for Dinsdale he's got at the moment, he's got the inside for NASCAR Bend. These guys almost going 3 wide down into NASCAR Bend. They are... Yeah, Dinsdale there just got his nose chopped off from Masida, and then he's going to now push De Costa out wide. He's opened up the steering coming through left hook. Now they're going through turn 5. Jure's trying to get in as well. This is great action up the front, but there's also Martin Charlie, Anfield, Oakley, Rox and Clasper. They're all having a battle, but at the moment it's all about what Dylan De Costa can do as he's continually fighting with Dinsdale, Masida, Perschke and Jure.
Indeed, and the more battling those guys have, the better it is for Roman at the front to try and just pull away a little bit more to give him some more comfort room as they head through now to begin, or sorry, end this next lap. 9 minutes in, so only 6 minutes left to go in this race. So a lot of pressure still on that top 5, but Perschke just needs to keep himself calm and collected for these next couple of laps. We can see Masida in second, followed by Dinsdale, Costa and Jure, and then that gap back to Westman. He's in a good situation, to be fair. He's in P6, he's got a 3-second gap ahead, but he's also got a 3-second gap behind, so all he needs to do is make himself to the end of the race without having a big issue, and he will take a nice easy P6 in that runner. We can see yet again though, De Costa looking to make a move here on the back of Dinsdale, and you can see he lost those 2 positions positions, and you can see he's looking a bit more under pressure now, looking to make a few more mistakes, which is what happens when you lose positions. You lose all that motivation, all that confidence, and that's what makes you go slower. That's what makes you have to brake a little bit too early, makes you take a little bit less speed through the corners, because you haven't got the same confidence as you did before.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's just using what you've got around. I want to pick up on Anfield and Oakley. They've been literally ding-donging all the way through. DeCosta and Dinsdale swapped places 6 times over the last lap, mind you, as Dinsdale has just gone off the side of the circuit. He seems to be okay and carried on and held on to his place. But Anfield and Oakley with also Rocks, they've been fighting it out further down. They're coming through left hook, turn 4. Now they're going to go right-hander, turn 5. And these guys are continually battling on. They've got about 5 minutes. They're probably going to get about 3 laps. So yeah, around about 10 laps here, and they've all done a great job. But for Dan Dinsdale, he's down 2 places. He was off pole. He got bullied out by Roman Persky. He got bullied out by Masida. The door was left open for Persky to take it. He took it. He bullied Dinsdale off the line, and unfortunately, where it's a very one-line circuit at times, he just got bullied out because Masida went through as well.
Yeah, there's nothing that Dinsdale could have done really without causing a collision, so it was obviously good to see him kind of have that nice battle and kind of concede the positions, because he knows he could not defend them whatsoever. As you can see yet again, this time Oakley drops down to P10 behind the back of Neil Rocks for the back, but obviously looking back at the front, of course, we can still see that this time now, DeCosta's lost some time. He's about 7/10 back now from Dinsdale, and Dinsdale's actually gained in to the rear Mercedes, so we'll see if any moves happen for P2. This is a replay of Oakley there. Oh, a little bit too late at the brakes, and that's what happened. That's what happened earlier on, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's how he lost positions, unfortunately, for Oakley. He just couldn't get back up to where he wants to be here, and that alone has got him down the order, unfortunately, put him down into 10th place. But Persky still doing a great job at the moment. I've got to do something I really don't want to do, but unfortunately it's not going back live, as these guys are now live with Dinsdale, Masida and Persky at 1, 2, 3. DeCosta and Jure have dropped back a little bit on their own. Risto Westman, he's been driving around just on a little Wednesday evening drive round VIR North. He's got 3 seconds in front, 3.6 behind to Shirley and Anfield, and then Rocks behind that. Oakley now trying to chase down here again, them guys going forward. He's got Clasper not far behind him. John is here with the Shan Khan behind, and then Blake Toby further back with Attila Turskin, who looks like he may have had another issue. But at the moment, Dinsdale's under pressure from Roman Persky. They bullied him out the way. We're going to try and have a quick look how this one works. It looks like Persky may have got a slowdown, and now he's moved to the side and allowed Dinsdale and Masida through. And unfortunately for Roman Persky, slowdown's never good, is it?
No, never at all, especially when you're only in a 15-minute race. And we can see yet again, though, Persky looking to gain back in and get a move ahead of Dinsdale as they head down in towards turn 1. Once again, that gap there, just over 1/10 of a second. You'll see Persky move over to the outside line there, and then try and brake a little bit later. Dinsdale brakes even later than him, covers that inside line. There's nowhere at all for Persky to go to try and make an overtake and get himself back into P2. Masida, who is looking comfortable in P2, comfortable in P3 now, comfortably leads this race ahead of Dinsdale, who's got himself back into P2 and still going to be fighting for this lead. But you can see yet again Persky just pushing through some of the corners. Still a lot of confidence in Persky's car, but he's just got to try and make that move done where he can and try not to come to contact or get a slowdown again.
Yeah, Persky now behind Dinsdale. Dinsdale's behind Masida. Masida's opened up half a second gap. Currently, Persky's got about 1.9. They've got the run down into the uphill, and aptly named uphill because of the incline. Blind, point, hope, aim at a tree and hope you make it stick. And that's all they've got to do here. As we're going to be on. If they're going to get over in the next minute, this will be the final lap coming up. And for Roman Persky, well, he went from 0 to 0 and a slowdown in the middle, and that has just cost him Dinsdale and Masida with places. So this will be the final lap now. Masida's going to come over. He's going to take the white flag. The final lap of the race in these 200 brake horsepower, 1,000-kilogram cars. A lot of power for not a lot of weight. And now Masida, checker flag waving. It should be Barney on the right-hand side here. The strongest right arm in iRacing as we focus on the final lap of the race. Top 3 still battling it out, but 1 lap to go.
Yep, looking to make moves in towards turn one. East Dinsdale goes to the outside of Mercedes, and we can see Persky as well looking to go up the inside of Dinsdale there. A little bit too deep for Dinsdale, has cost him possibly a position here as they go side by side. Heading through towards turns 2 and 3 now with the left-handers, and it still is Mercedes who leads, but you can see there Dinsdale looking to stick his nose in, but couldn't quite get it done as they head through in towards these next couple of corners. And now this is where both of those top three, all those top three have got to not make one mistake. One mistake is their podium probably over.
Yeah, absolutely will be. And now Mercedes, Dinsdale, Persky dropped the Costa. They've dropped Jure a little bit. Now let's see what's going to happen through the uphill section. There isn't a lot of places left to overtake. This is going to be the problem for them. There isn't a lot of places that either of these three can make overtakes, especially if Mercedes does get overtaken by making a mistake. He hasn't got anywhere on the track over this last quarter to take this position back, but I don't think he's going to need it. I think if Mercedes can just hang on for a few more corners, he's got 16, he's got 17 through Hogpen. Dinsdale's going to hold on. Is he as well? Is he going to be able to keep track here? But it is going to be JB Mercedes up the front. You're flashing your lights. You've got to keep going, but the start line's further up. It's not as soon as you go over now, but it is going to Mercedes. Mercedes going to take the top split win with Dinsdale, with Persky there. What's happening with Shahan Khan? He's currently chasing down Martin Shirley as they're going to be coming over the line. Shirley's in front. He's not going to allow Khan through. What about JC? JC tucks in right behind, but it is going to be Martin Shirley taking that 11th place there. Blake Tovey and Attila Turkson further down, with Turkson winning that one there as well. Battle all the way down to the line, and one mistake from Persky cost him.
Yeah, that was it. He coming out of, I think it was a couple laps before the end, he made one slight mistake, went a bit wide, got that slowed down, even if it was for literally half a second. It definitely cost him that victory, and there's nothing he could do on those final laps to get himself back ahead, because Dinsdale had himself covered and Mercedes had himself covered ahead of Dinsdale. So it's literally like a moving, a moving block, because there's nothing that Persky can do apart from taking them out, which is definitely not the most ideal thing to do at all. But brilliant racing between the top five, and of course the Costa and Jure losing it at the last second.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jure and Da Costa just could not stick with the guys in front. JB Mercedes is your winner with Dan Dinsdale in second. Roman Persky in third with Dylan Da Costa in fourth. Ludovic Jure in fifth. Risto Westman had a very quiet evening, 4 seconds in front, 6 seconds behind. Kevin Outfield did not, however. He had a nice little battle with Neil Rocks and Andy Oakley all the way through. David Clasper in 10th. Martin Shirley in 11th. Shahan Khan, who has made a mistake, is down in 12th. John J.C. Cook down in 13th. Also had a very eventful evening. Blake Tovey and Attila Turkson, who we know also had a very interesting evening of racing. But overall, that weren't too bad at all.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I really, really did enjoy it. I don't see much of the Clios at all in this game, unfortunately. I don't think they're really much of a favoured car. But I think if we saw more people racing in them, we'd see a lot more brilliant battling with these vehicles, and also with the fact of the soft being so close as well. That really makes the racing very, very interesting. And if maybe we didn't have as much contact at the start, we could have saw more drivers fighting for that win towards the end, or at least fighting for that top five.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And you've got to be aware of what you've got around you. These guys did a great job. There was hardly any contact. There was a little bit of a slowdown for Persky. There wasn't anything major that we would sit back and go, oh, hold on. And that's the thing when you do an official series, that sometimes you get that action, but here we didn't have anything. All of these guys were nice and clean. A slight little miss point of the break-in, but he made a great effort to get out of the way, which is something that we don't often see here. But they've done a great job here this evening.
Of course, and I hope we get to see more of these racing, because I think the Clio is definitely a very underrated car. I'm definitely going to be looking to buy it soon. I think I've seen them in action. I definitely want to give them a try and get some of this racing action myself, because they can, because of them being so light and so small, it's very easy to turn them in and get some brilliant moves and look to race hard, because you ain't going to worry about the very heavy understeer. You can, turn the car in nice and easily, and that's what makes some brilliant side-by-side action.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, guys, if you want to get yourselves involved in the official Clio Discord, links are down in the description below. Don't forget, JBB have also got their Clio Cup on a Monday. The Discord links down below as well. Get yourselves involved at www.jpbbroadcasting.com. But I think that's going to wrap it up from here for now, guys. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Nathan Richards. And as always, take care. Have a great week. And you never know. We might see you on the track. Good night.